What is up, YouTube? This is Andrew, aka Dude Thrifty. Shouting at you for the first time. Usually I do Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. But I just wanted to try this out. Get it done. Start something. This is harder than it looks, you guys. I can't talk. I'm used to like having 1 minute on Instagram, maybe talking about something that really cool, but talking really fast, and like you can barely understand me, and I'm slurring my words together because I'm like counting the seconds, and I can take my time with this, and it's weird. So about me, uh, I'm originally from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Was selling at a young age anything from my friend's artwork to the lemonade, of course, books out of my house. My parents don't know about that yet. Yeah, I just grab books out of my house and go door to door and try to sell them for $1. I'm pretty sure they were worth a lot more than that. I was young. I didn't understand how business worked at that time. Uh, don't don't judge me. But yeah, so yeah, I've been selling stuff since I was wee guy, and then had a paper route. I don't know. I've been working since I was 11 years old. Paper routes, car washes, Walgreens when it first started being a thing. I'm old. Not too old. I'm 35, and I have no problem saying that because it's how old I am. But yeah, yeah, I joined the army when I was 18. Was done with school. I'm dyslexic, so it just took way too much just to get out of high school. By the time I went to college, I was just like, nah. I joined the army, and I was promised a lot of things by my recruiter, like being in the FBI and starting as a sergeant, and all sorts of cool lies that got me in that I don't regret it to this day. It was the best decision I could have made. Joined the army, was in it from 2004 to 2008. Got out of the army, met my wife, got married, moved to Florida. We moved from Iowa to Florida, then Florida to Chicago, Illinois, and then we moved to Rockford, and then we moved to Ankeny, Iowa, where I now preside. Back at the Hawkeye State. Cyclones suck. So yeah, it's the Hawkeye State. You just have to deal with that. Yeah, and then I tried out a lot of different jobs, and I, I feel like they weren't a good fit. And then I found my passion again. I was listening to Gary Vee and watched Trash Talk and realized, you know what? I like to sell things. I've been doing it since I was a young kid, and he always tells this story about his lemonade stand and selling sports cards and stuff like that. And I did similar things. I wasn't to the extent or the genius he's at, but I was very passionate about selling things and making my own money and making my own way and being my own boss. And now I'm doing eBay. As you can see behind me, I'm in my office, in my basement, now YouTubing to you beautiful folks. Yeah, that's pretty much me. I have 2 young kids. The whole COVID thing has forced me to be full-time, which is a blessing in disguise. I'm starting to think, am I going to go back? I don't know. It matters how successful I can make this by April 30th. Right now I'm at, for my 90-day mark, I'm around $3,835. And then I've really, to be able to make this legitimate and full-time, I think I'd have to hit around 5,000 for my 3 month. For the year, I started December 9th. For the year, I'm at, since Jan 1st, I think I'm at 4,500 or something like that. I was selling sports cards more as a hobby on eBay before I got into this gig, and then I dove into it. I started with VHS, no regrets. I flipped Space Jam sealed. I bought it for like 50 cents and sold it for $10, and I got hooked there on out. I love selling video games. Video games is like my number one, but I'll buy anything. If I look up the comps and it makes sense, I will buy it and I will sell it. Clothes, I just started doing clothes. I'm learning a lot. It's clothes is a whole nother beast, and it's gonna take years for me. I'm not at all delusional about the amount of work it's gonna take me to learn clothes. Shoes wasn't as hard. Shoes is pretty easy and quick. You learn brands of shoes. You only need like 5 brands of shoes off the top of your head, and then grow from there. Um, but don't buy every pair that looks good. not every, not everything's made equal in the shoe universe. Yeah, yeah, don't buy everything. You'll buy it for 650, and you know what? It'll be worth that much on eBay. Shoe brands. I started out with clothes. I just did Lands End, LL Bean, and Columbia, and I stick with men's because I'm a man and I kind of know what's cool in that. Not venturing off into women's clothes yet. I do women's shoes. Um, I feel like I have a good idea of what a good running shoe looks like, and I know the brands, same as men's, that are popular. There's maybe a few differences. Like I see a lot of rock candy. Is rock candy good? I don't know. I have no idea. I have to look these things up. But if I looked every female shoe brand up, I would have no time whatsoever in actually selling things. So I learn as I go. I'm only like 4 months into this, guys. So if I say something stupid, please just message or whatever, comment on the bottom there and say, hey man, don't. That'd be cool. That'll help me out, and then I'll learn a lot faster that way. And that's kind of what I'm using YouTube for. I'm a big fan of Cincinnati Picker. I'm a huge fan of Shed Flips. Big fan of Thrift School. Who else? Riley Roots, of course. Part-Time Picker. I love Matt. Um, John Lonnie. I've been listening to their podcast, the new one they just came out with. Big time appreciate all the information that those guys I just named. And of course, Gary V, man. He got me off my ass. I had some, 2 winters ago, 2 winters ago, I had some huge depression issues, and I found out through Gary V that I was lacking purpose. And Gary V really picked me up, and then I got into trash talk, and that's all she wrote. Yeah, but I'm doing good. I feel like I'm going in the right direction with my sales. I'm going in the right direction with what I'm buying. I just bought in, if you're following me on Instagram, you know this. I just bought in 330 video games for $500. Worth it. A huge investment, but worth it. I've got a lot of classic PC. Classic PC sells. Depends on what game, but I list it all. But there's some really rare games in PC that sell for more than, if not the same as, any popular video game you can find. Of course, there's those NES games that are like the what would the Grail, the holy grail of NES games. They're going to go for thousands of dollars, but PC games you can find decent ones for 50, 60, up to $100, no problem. I try to buy video games in bulk. Lately, I'll get into that later. This is just an introduction, but I really look forward to doing daily videos like this. Not too much of me going out to stores because they're closed, but I'm really looking forward to opening this avenue, and I mean, revenues down the line. I don't think I'm gonna make 1,000 YouTube subscribers like this month. I think I'm just gonna do it like my Instagram, slow grow, make valuable content like Gary Vee says, and try to make my videos better each time. I'm in contact with a buddy of mine for background music, and I'm in contact with people for intro, outro. Guy that made my logo will do my intro, outro for my videos. So it'll all come together. It's just gonna take time, and that's the way business should be. You can't just throw money at you can't throw money into a business and expect it to work. You got to put work behind it, and that means you have to learn. And that's always my tip number 5. You gotta learn. You guys stay healthy, and I'll be in contact. I'll see you around.